Hey everybody, this is Mr. Delusive, and this is my first dev blog for a game I'm developing for PC. The game is a 2D space-based ARPG slash space shooter. What I'm going for with this game is to combine elements from games I really enjoyed growing up, like Freelancer and Diablo, and combine them to create something I think would be really awesome, and hopefully others would too. But the game will have a market system, so each unique location, whether it's a planet or a space station, will have their own market, and you'll be able to trade goods between those locations, much like Freelancer did, and also asteroid belts which you can go to and mine resources and then gather the raw goods and maybe use that to create weapons and shields and ships and sell them, or even sell the raw goods. And with that as well, combine elements like the leveling system, the random looting, and skill points that you saw in pretty much any ARPG anyway. And combine all that to create something that's fun and hopefully has a lot of replay value. I'll try and make these videos as brief as possible, so I'm just going to give that brief explanation and then I'll go into the game. And I'm usually not good with explaining things, so I'll try to just let the visuals as well explain a lot. So what I've done so far with the game, I started working on this a month ago, and I'm using XNA and Monogame to build this. The limitation of XNA was 1.5 gig memory, so the game will never use more than 1.5 gig of memory. But since starting, I've built the main menu options and everything. So as you can see here, there's a few resolution options. As the game progresses, I'll try and think of what other common resolutions are out there and add them to the list. The minimum resolution though I've set is full HD, so 1920 by 1080. I'm currently running on 3840 by 2160. As well, I've got the key bindings. These are buttons, but so this isn't bindable at the moment, but by the end you can bind your own keys, and the mouse is not bindable at this stage. Also going to add gamepad support, so because a lot of the combat is more along the lines of the old arcade space shooters. So this is what I've done so far for the options, and there's a music and sound. They all work correctly. The music, I've just got my crappy temp music at the moment, but going in, there's a new game just like any other. You select your character name, you enter it. At the moment I've only got 2 ships in this version. I mean, this is still version 0.18 alpha, so there's 2 ships. There's going to be, I'll probably aim around 6 or 7 starting ships to select from, maybe around then. So you pick your starting ship. I'll use this one because I've got my developer weapon in there, so I'll speed this up. So you just enter whatever character name you want, start, and you enter at this stage you're in your currently docked. This is where you're currently docked, Delusia 1, Delsec Empire. So with that I'm aiming about 200 locations where you can fly to and dock at, and then as I get into the game more and show you the gameplay, I'll show you how the instance will work. So going back to main menu, I'll show you as well, now that we've created that, we can also go in here and continue. This was one I made earlier as well. So so far with the game I've made the main menu, this docked screen, and down here it's kind of, because I'm running windowed mode, it cuts me off. I'll just check the recording to see. Oh yeah, but it's coming up properly in the recording at least. So here you'll have your star map, your missions list where you can pick up missions just like how Freelancer worked, your marketplace. I haven't done anything with them yet. Your cargo bay, ship cargo, your ship hangar, repair bay, skill tree just like Diablo and everything. character info, which shows you all your stats, and just options, which you press escape as well to do the same. So what I've done is, that main menu, I've done all the cargo bay. So the cargo bay and ship cargo and everything to do with the ship cargo is working correctly, and to a point where I'm happy with it. So yeah, as you see here, this is your cargo bay, and you only have access to the cargo bay at locations that you have the cargo bay on. So in the start of the game, you'll have only the cargo bay at Delusia 1. And I've also got, at this stage, only 2 planets, and when you launch, it just travels between to and from those 2 planets. But with how, when it's finished, you'll have to select, a mission or a location, and then once you select that, then you can launch, and it launches to that. So there's that free roam element there, but the gameplay will be like those old space shooters. So if you go into the cargo here, you'll see I have 42 base items, and items like hydrogen here. These are all items you'll gather from mining asteroids and everything like that. So you got nickel, cobalt, these ones which are greyed out and darkened because you don't have the items. And then going down here, you get into alloys and hydrogen viper iron, which is one element that gets added to a certain gun type. And down further, you've got neural networks and wiring and like trade goods here, diamonds and uranium crystals, and so that's, at the moment, there's those 42 base items. There's also weapons, which we don't have any in our cargo bay: engines, shields and specials. We've got a few here. This is all functionality I've now got working correctly, so we can, in your ship cargo after a mission, you'll fill up your ship cargo, and then after the mission you come back and dock, and then you can deposit it in your cargo bay. And that's, you can deposit single or unload them all. So we had a shield, we had some materials, there's our shield there, some specials, and we can send them back. So this is obviously when you want to trade goods, and if you go to materials, you can send them all, so on, and it's all working correctly. So it goes up to your cargo bay max, your ship cargo max, and doesn't give you more. So that's all figured out now. So you say you want to trade some materials, you just send all of them to your ship cargo, you select the place you want to go to, and then travel there. And obviously there will be limitations to the locations you can travel to from certain planets. Like here, you'll probably only be able to go to different close planets and then move on, like how Freelancer had it. So this system and the UI for this, that's now completed. And then also what I've done is this is a basic map screen. So when you launch, you go into these gameplay screen, and so this map is the Delusia 1 to Delusia 2 map, and this will play when you have the location selected, and then it's a different map when you go back from Delusia 2 to Delusia 1. So here I'm just I haven't done pretty much any UI stuff, or some basics UI stuff. If you see down the bottom middle, there's the experience bar, and you've got just text which is saying your player level and skill points. So I haven't, as well, I'm still trying to think of how I want to do the collision properly between ship and object, but there's definitely collision between player ship and loot crates and bullets and everything. So as you can see here, we shoot ships, pick up the elements, and they all get added to your ship cargo here. So you can see that live as well. Nickel got added, and the damage meter, that 909 is because I got my developer gun, so I can show quickly. So that gets added, and this I've just set the 0 for now, but what I'm going for with that is, you have to have a minimum time depending on maybe the distance from location 1 to location 2, and that's how long you're in the map, and then after that you can warp. So as you see, I've done something basic here. Freezes time. Vision is gone. Oh boy. And to that I want to add a lot more effects, so it looks really cool. But the sounds, all the sounds that I have in the game, I've licensed through Soundmorph, and there, I love these sounds so much. But yeah, so as you can see here, we're now at Delusia 2, and we can, at the moment, we can unload all, and that goes to your cargo bay in Delusia 1. I'll probably change that, but yeah. Because at the moment how I've got cargo bays is kind of like a universal thing, and as you progress in the game I want to be able to have the player unlock or buy cargo bays at different locations, and then have some storyline explaining how that works instantly. So yeah, that's so far what I've done with that. And if we go back, we've got now ships, and that all collides, as you can see. We can freeze time. I mean, that's how I got the warp system working at the moment. Just freezes time. You see a warp bubble come around your ship. Then I'll add more visual effects, and then you warp away. And then you come to this screen, which I haven't done much of yet. The mission result just shows you your cargo hold. And this is the next section I'm working on. This is what I'm working on currently. So this is the ship hangar. You'll get to this screen when you click on ship hangar or repair bay. In this screen, you can change your ship. You can change what weapons you have mounted, and your special or your shields and everything like that. And you can also repair, which I haven't done anything yet with the repair bay. So that's hopefully all this week. This is what I'm working on, this section here. As you can see, I've just made some basic image. This ship here is just a temp image with the sprite sheet effect I built for the game. So yeah, that's not going to be the final look of the ships. And I've got, randomly every now and then a ship fly by, just to add a bit of visual. If you listen to the ambience, there's the ambience and of the hangar bay, and then as a ship flies, as you heard the ship fly by, you'll hear the ship flyby sound. That's a random sound as well. This is what I've worked on so far since I started working on the game. So yeah, hopefully that gives a brief rundown of what I'm going for and what I've done so far with the game, but also what I'm trying to achieve, and it's got a lot of work, I know, but the visual style, as you saw, is something realistic, but yeah, the 2D based, and yeah. So with that, I'll leave the video at that. Hopefully that's informative, and I'll try to keep making more, showcasing some of the new features I add as I do them. So thanks for watching.